Me growing up then into young adulthood, I really relied on the sciences of philosophy and psychology to kind of understand reality and truth. And I think I was still afraid to explore God more deeply and openly, because I never wanted to feel tricked by the universe, not feeling like I fit in anywhere really particularly until I started reading Epictetus's discourses. And Stoicism doesn't really directly talk about God except for the nature of reality. Some Stoics do reference God, and Epictetus specifically talks about like fragments of God and providential will and things that made sense, to the point where I was reading Epictetus's discourses like scripture every day and journaling at the same time. And it was such an odd sensation because I was reading faster and more connected and writing faster and almost like having a conversation with the book. Around the same time I graduated with my degree in psychology, that I was really frustrated looking for a job. And I think for the first time in a very long time, I not only prayed in the traditional sense with like my hands in prayer on my knees, I'm just kind of begging the universe, like, please send me a job with purpose. So that prayer was answered, even though I feel I had a lot of conversations with God. I would never directly ask for something. I never felt safe to do that in general in life. So I certainly didn't feel safe doing that to God at any point in time. At that moment, I did specifically ask for this job. And lo and behold, a couple weeks later, I found this position. I thought this was incredibly fascinating, and I was excited to read the book. And as I'm reading it, all of a sudden I read about Lectio Divina.
Praying your way through the Bible.
Yes.
Just one translation.
Yes, and I felt like when I was reading that, that's what I experienced with discourses. I got an autobiography really opened up an access point that was purposefully withheld for me for such a long time to God, because I didn't know how to pray. I think that was the biggest thing. When you just encourage checking in with God, letting God know how it is with you. I would have never thought God cared about that. I would have been afraid to commune with a God like that before. It really helps. God's not inside of your head, so it really helps when you're praying to really put those thoughts in your mind into words, whether it's in your own mind or out loud, to really work through it with yourself and God. And I'm very blessed to be where I'm at today, and happy to have found the project, and happy to be a part of hopefully providing access to God to people who may not have had access to him.
Yeah, that's a wonderful summation of our task, Amanda. Helping provide access to God to people who may not have that access because they don't quite know how to find it. Much as at a certain point you didn't, and maybe all of us at some point didn't. That's what we're doing with a podcast. And that's the future of it too. That's the past, present, and future of the podcast.